Hi guys, it has landed. No surprises as to what it is. It was, of course, the McLaren 750S, which dropped last night. Did you get it right? Yeah, I think everyone kind of knew it was coming. The facelift 720. For those of you that follow the channel, you should know that I am indeed a huge McLaren fan. I've owned a 570S, which was an awesome car. I've also test driven the Artura and the 720S. And now we have the 750S. So where does it sit in the range? Well, kind of between the outgoing 720 and the bonkers 765 LT. But in this video, I want to answer the question, should you buy a 750S? Is it going to be a good investment? Is it going to be a lot of fun? I'm pretty sure it is going to be a lot of fun, certainly looking at the numbers. Now, this car is ballistic, 750 PS Förderstärken, which translates to 740 brake horsepower. Also 590 pound-foot of torque, which are some serious numbers on a car that weighs even less than the outgoing 720. They've saved 30 kilos through way of new suspension and some tweaks in the engine department, but it looks absolutely phenomenal in terms of the speed that this thing is going to deliver. So it's very exciting. Is it wildly different from the 720S? Well, no, not particularly. If you looked at it, you might mistake it for a 720S. We've had some changes to the overall look, especially from a cooling perspective at the rear. So more open grille to allow airflow through the car better, keep the engine cool, and you need to when you're generating that kind of power. Also, some tweaks to the exhaust at the back. You'll now see it as a center exit exhaust, a bit like you see on the 765 LT. Don't forget the 720S had those two pipes towards the side of the rear of the car. So it looks absolutely stunning. I'm very excited. And when you look at the proposition here, I think it is very, very attractive indeed. Really, really attractive. And here's some of my reasoning why I think this car is going to be very good and a very decent buy indeed. Now, if you look at the 720, initially, the first releases of that car, the first few models that came off the production line, they did have their faults. I think, it was perhaps released maybe a little bit early, but through a series of refinements, upgrades, tweaks, the platform has become better and better. And recent 720Ss are very, very stable indeed in terms of their reliability and the ability to just be pretty much a daily driver. And you do see people doing this with these, absolutely, so it's great. So the 750S is absolutely taking everything that McLaren has learned and putting it into a new package. So I think it's going to be a lot more reliable. One of the areas in particular that they've improved is the suspension setup at the front, the springs and dampers. Previously, on 720Ss, there were faults with the accumulators, and hopefully this new system should help alleviate that, help to fix that problem. So just some of the tweaks that are going in to making this car a better platform and a more reliable platform. If you look at the interior of the car, you'll notice, if you do follow McLaren, that there is a big similarity of that dashboard. Have you seen it somewhere before? Yes, of course you have. You've seen it on the Artura. It is that same binnacle, looks like the same one that matches, that marries up with the steering wheel, so that when you move the steering wheel, the binnacle moves too. Check out my previous videos where we look at that. It's a very nice little feature, but of course, what that does mean is you lose that trademark 720S fold down dash, that really cool feature that lowers the dash down so that when you're tracking, you don't have to peek out over it and you can see your revs, exactly what you're doing, which is a really nice feature. And a lot of people like that. So you'd lose that on this. So if that's exactly what you're after, it's the wrong car for you. But I think this car is shaping up to be very, very exciting indeed. Now, could you say, is this a 765 LT light? Well, it kind of is almost. It's so close to the 765 LT in numbers that it almost is one. The 765 LT is obviously limited edition and way more aggressive looking, I think, with the pipes at the back, 4 of them sat there. But it is quite close to a 765, and you have to answer the question, is it potentially cannibalizing some of that 765 market? Who knows? It is a question that remains to be answered, so we'll see how that gets on. But in terms of what you get for your money, it looks like a very, very exciting proposition. I can't confirm the exact price now, but I think it's sort of 10, 12K over the previous 720 in the UK. But it is going to be phenomenal. Now, in terms of the stacking up against the competition, obviously I'd go for it. It's a McLaren. But if you look at the warranty, it is not quite as attractive as perhaps some of the competition. Ferrari offering 7 years warranty on some of their models. Now, this is still only a 3-year warranty for the car. I believe 5-year for cosmetic corrosion and 10-year for perforation corrosion. So the Artura, I think, betters that still. 5-year warranty for the Artura. And I think a bit longer for the powertrain, the electric powertrain in that. But the warranty isn't quite where the competition needs to be. I would have liked to have seen it 5 years, maybe even 7 years. But one nice little thing you get here is you do get 3 years free servicing included on this platform, which is very nice to see indeed. So I think this car is going to do very well. I think if you're looking to invest, it should be a sound investment. We don't know how it's going to project in terms of future value. 720S right now is an absolute bargain. I can't believe it is where it is in terms of price. I think it should be more. It's such a great car, but alas, it is a bit lower where I'd like it to be. Also, if you look at where the 750S might be, who knows? We don't know how many they're going to be producing, but I don't think it's going to be big numbers. We know the tooling is already set up in the factory, which is why they're making these things, right? But I don't know if they're going to be doing big numbers of this. The next iteration of McLaren is this level, I think, is going to be a hybrid, as we've seen with the Artura, kind of that replacement for the 570S. So expect a kind of 750S replacement that is a hybrid version, probably a V6 hybrid, because I think the V8 is going to be leaving us at some point soon as everything gets more efficient and more environmentally friendly. But what an awesome car. I've been playing around with the configurator already, and it is very, very enticing indeed. So who knows? Maybe it's something I'd look to move forward with at some point in the future too. But that is it. I wanted to give you my opinions on this, my take. As I say, great car. Go and check it out online. Configurator, plenty of collateral out there as well. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe, stay well. See you on the next one. Bye for now.